Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm Nancy Ebrahim, your manifestation coach, healer, and spiritual guide. And I'm so grateful you're here. Welcome to episode 4, From Chasing to Co-Creating, the real journey of manifestation and purpose. Today, we're diving into something many of us don't talk about when it comes to manifestation, which is, if you don't know what is manifestation, bringing into reality whatever you desire, whether it's love, money, lifestyle. So we often hear manifest love, manifest money, and yes, those things are real. But today is about the deeper truth. What happens when you stop chasing things of this world and start co-creating with God? What it means to manifest in alignment with your soul purpose. The real journey, messy, miraculous, magical, of living your divine path. This episode is from my heart to yours. If you're feeling lost or tired of forcing outcomes, you're in the right place. Let's take a breath together and let's begin. So now let's dive into into something I really want to talk about. We hear a lot about manifestation, setting intentions, writing lists, visualizing the perfect life. And yes, you can manifest those things, like a new house, a job, or even love. But here's the catch. If you're not aligned with your soul purpose, none of it will bring you peace. I've been in that place where I manifested all things. I think I was born a manifester. All what I had to do is think about something, focus on it, and get it. The love, the money, the home, the success, but something was always missing. And I even manifested my husband. I wrote down, I want him to speak French. I want him taller. I want him Egyptian. I'm now divorced, but I've manifested, my husband, incredible job opportunities, my daycare business, and we own 2 investment properties along with our family home. So on paper, we had it all. The dream life I thought I wanted, but inside I felt like I was constantly chasing something. No matter how much I accomplished, it never felt fulfilling. There was always this quiet emptiness I couldn't explain. And I'll be honest, it's a tough pill to swallow. So if you're not ready to hear the truth, don't listen to that podcast. But if you're ready to manifest and be happy with all of your manifestation, whether it's love, money, career, lifestyle, then this is your podcast. This is the episode for you. I remember when I hit one of my financial goals. I had the money, the success, the things, and yet I still felt anxious. There was the undercurrent of worry that wouldn't go away. And love, I attracted it, but it wasn't the kind that nourished my soul. That's when I realized I wasn't out of alignment with who I was. I just hadn't yet healed the pain and trauma I had stored deep within. And until I did, it would always feel like I was chasing something, like it was never enough. So everything shifted when I stopped asking, how can I get this? And instead starting asking, what is true? What is truly in alignment for me? That's when things began to feel right. That's when peace found me. That's when manifestation stopped feeling like a race. And it started feeling sacred, whatever I was manifesting in my life. But the real turning point was when I began to ask the deeper questions. What is my purpose? Why am I here on this earth? I started seeking God with an open heart, not just asking for more, but for the truth, guidance, and meaning. That's when things began to align. That's when I began to feel whole again. Imagine a magic wand that you have and you're just manifesting, right? This is how I felt with me. Okay, I want a brand new car, here you go. I want a house, here you go. I want my kids, here you go. I want my husband, here you go. But at the end, when you master manifestation and you're still feeling something is missing, there's something missing. And I'm like, okay, wait a second. Am I manifesting the right things for me? Should I go back to source? Should I go back to why I'm here on earth? So I can use that magic wand to attract what God wants me to attract in my life for a higher purpose, for a higher meaning in my life. And that's what I felt like. So, so when everything shifted like that, everything felt sacred. And the beautiful thing is, I share the exact process I went through to heal, reconnect with God, and realign with my purpose in my book. Are you on the right path? And how to heal yourself and recreate your life. I never have it next to me, but it's a beautiful diamond. Just go below. Below, I'll put all the link. So this book is for anyone ready to do the inner work, to pull out the weeds of old pain and conditioning and finally plant new seeds in fertile, purposeful soil, and the kind that process lasting peace, that produces, the kind that produces lasting peace, joy, and abundance. You can download the book instantly or order it in print on Amazon. I'll drop the link below. Like I said, this is your invitation to stop chasing and start aligning with the life that was always meant for you. So yeah, when I stopped and said, okay, wait a second. I know I have that magic wand. I know I'm a powerful manifestor, but maybe I'm not manifesting the right things for me. So let me ask God, what does He want from me? But in order for me to know what God wanted from me, I needed to heal. I needed to release my old belief system. My heart needed to be pure again so I can hear the voice of God. And that's the process that I show you in my book. If you're interested, the link will be below. So let me break it down with some real examples so you can see what I mean. Because when you start manifesting in alignment with God, that's when the magic happens. So for example, money and career. We all desire financial stability, but it's only about chasing numbers. It still won't feel fulfilling. So for example, the ego-driven approach, right? I want to manifest 10,000 this month so I can feel worthy or prove my value to others. But if you are in alignment, you say, God, I'm ready to receive 10,000 to 20,000 a month through work that aligns with my purpose. Guide me toward opportunities where I can serve, grow, and use my gifts fully. I trust that abundance flows when I walk in alignment with you. I suggest you include a specific number like 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 a month. There's nothing wrong with setting clear financial goals. In fact, having specific numbers help anchor your intention. The key difference is why and how you're asking for it. What's your why and how you're doing it? Manifesting in alignment doesn't mean you can't want or ask for money. It means you're doing it from a place of purpose, service, trust from your heart, rather than fear, validation, or ego. So here's what I've learned through my own journey. When I stopped obsessing over the number, like hitting 10,000 or 20,000, because I've reached it, and instead focusing on anchoring my financial goals in purpose and service, the money didn't just come, it stayed. Now, when I say it stayed, I mean it wasn't one-time thing or something I had to keep chasing. It wasn't about getting lucky or hitting a goal that felt good for a moment and then feeling empty again. No, it became something much deeper. The money stayed because it was aligned with my purpose. It wasn't about chasing from a place of lack or desperation anymore. It became about receiving from a place of truth and alignment. And that's the shift. When you align your intentions with your true purpose and stop chasing things from a place of ego and fear, the abundance that comes into your life isn't just going to fleet. It's a lasting flow that stays with you and grows because it's connected to who you truly are and how you're meant to serve others. And at this point, guys, it didn't, even if I was reaching 10,000, 20,000, it didn't mean anything anymore, the money, but the smile that I bring to my clients, the help that I was giving my clients, the healing that they were going through, this is what mattered to me. So even if a month I didn't hit my goal, I didn't feel empty. I didn't feel like I was chasing. I was like, you know what, God, you put me in that position of healing people, of helping them to manifest what they desire, of guiding them through my tarot readings. Then whatever you want to give me, you give it to me. And whatever you want to take away, take it away. So you become really detached from money. But when you're detached, guess what? It comes in. It comes in effortlessly. And at the end, the beauty of it is that you never feel like you're working one day in your life. And you feel like the love that comes into your life, you don't have to work hard for it. You only have to be and be open and continue healing and being two people that heal together and love each other. Now, let's talk about love for a minute. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting someone to fill a void, but real love, it's different. You see, when you're manifesting, this lapis lazuli is knocking on that desk. I'm gonna put it inside. And maybe one day, one podcast, we'll talk about crystals because it's really important. As you see, I have so many crystals. So you see, when you're manifesting love from a place of ego, we might say things like, I want my ex back so I can feel chosen, or to prove that I'm lovable. But when we shift into alignment, our manifestation becomes more about healing, growth, and what's truly meant for us. It sounds more like this: God, protect me from my heart, protect my heart. Bring me the person who aligns with my healing and future, not my past. Now, here's an important point. You don't need to be fully healed to attract or manifest love, but you do need to be committed to your own healing. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we think someone will come into our lives to finish our healing. We believe they'll complete us or make us whole, but God doesn't send someone to finish your healing. He sends someone who will walk alongside with you. Once you've already started your journey of healing, true love doesn't come to fill a void. It comes when you're already whole, when you're actively working on yourself. Love can come in healthy, balanced way. And that's when it feels right. Does that make sense? Your dream home or lifestyle. So many of us dream about owning the perfect home, right? But if it's for the wrong reasons, it just won't bring you peace. Ego manifestation. I want a luxury home so I can show everyone that I made it. And aligned manifestation. God, I'm ready for a space that supports my peace, my creativity, and my growth. Lead me where my soul feels at home. When I shifted my focus from impressing others to focusing on what truly elevates my life, that's when the right space appeared. And it wasn't about providing anything anymore. It was about providing for myself, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. When the house becomes a burden, it's time to pause and ask yourself, am I truly in alignment with God? Ever since I surrendered to divine guidance, I've let go of the need to control or cling on to material things. I no longer carry the weight of burdens because I walk in faith. Wherever God wants me to be, I go. I don't own a home right now. I rent. And when it's time to move, I move. That's the season God has me in, and I'm at peace with that. There's no pressure to settle down just because the world says I should. I trust that when the right time is, God will say, now it's time. Here's the home I've prepared for you, Nancy. I place to root, to expand, to rest. Until then, I keep walking in alignment, knowing I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Because home isn't a structure, home is wherever God places you. And I remember in the beginning when God started speaking to me, and it's in the episode number 1. If you missed it, go back to awakening, what is awakening. But, he told me, okay, give your keys, your key card, give your house, give everything to your ex, and even your wedding ring, like I put it on the table, right? And I was like, God, I was holding on to all those things, all those material things. And I'm like, God, I worked hard to have all those things. And he's like, Nancy, don't worry, I got your back. I am sending you, welcome to the jungle. And you are going to experience things. And and this is only like for specific people, because I'm a leader and God had a higher purpose for me. He even told me, Nancy, don't manifest in this season. And I was like, what do you mean? I've been always manifesting. You can put me in the jungle and I'll manifest a house in a fraction of a second. And he's like, I don't want you to manifest. I wanted to experience life like so many have experienced it without knowing how to manifest, that are going through hardship. I want you to feel what it is to have 2 jobs, what it is to not have your home, what it is to not have a car, especially in freaking California where the transportation sucks. Something with a car which would have drove me 10 minutes to my job, it would take me 45 minutes to an hour to get to that job. So I've been through hell, really, like really the hardship. And I'm not telling you that to get scared. I'm just telling you that to inspire you, that if there's a job that is not fulfilling anymore, and I keep seeing synchronicity of numbers today, 333, 17, 17, 13, 13, and I'm trying to be quiet about it, but I'm seeing it in front of me. So in synchronicity of numbers, we'll do another podcast about that. But it means like you're on the right path, you're saying the right thing, Nancy. And so I tell you that so that if I could go through the mud and become the person that I am today, for me and for you, you can change your job, that you've been in it for 10 years and it's not serving you purpose anymore. You can change the way you believe your life should be. You can change that home that is becoming a burden to you. So I'm giving you the extreme, right? God chose to talk to me, told me what to do. I have no control over my life anymore. But just to tell you guys to when you do one little step, you get closer to your happiness. I had to leave everything to become on the right path with God, to be aligned with God. And I wouldn't trade this life with anyone. Like, this is my life, this is my purpose. And now I know who I am. So until then, so personal power, this is number 4 example, right? When I stopped seeking approval and focused on being a vessel for divine light, that's when true power showed up. The influence I have now isn't about impressing anyone. I don't even use that word, right? I want to impress. It's about inspiring others and helping them reconnect with their own purpose. We live in a time where everyone wants to go viral or to be famous, but I've learned fame fades, purpose lasts. When I first started doing tarot readings, it wasn't for attention. It was because tarot helped me heal. Each card, each reading brought me closer to God, and I wanted to offer that same healing to others. Before I even become a reader myself, I used to listen to tarot readers on YouTube. TikTok wasn't even there yet. I was trying to understand why the person I loved had suddenly ghosted me. I needed clarity. Why weren't they ready for me? Why did I have to walk away from a connection that meant so much for me? Even though I hear the voice of God, He doesn't always reveal all the details. And during that closure, that painful season, tarot readers became vessels of healing, helping me process, understand, and find closure. I never got directly from that person. So that's when I realized tarot can be a bridge between pain and peace, between confusion and clarity. So when I began doing readings, I did it from a place of gratitude and purpose. I knew how much it had helped me, and I wanted to be that safe place for someone else. And when I wrote my book, I didn't write it because I wanted to be bestseller. I wrote it because it was a divine calling. Ever since I was 16 years old, I heard that voice, Nancy, by the age of 40, you need to write a book. And I said, okay. And I didn't know until 38 what was going to be the book. I tried when I was 30 and it just didn't come through. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to experience more. And by 38, I'm like, okay, I need to write this freaking book. What book is it? What do I need to write about? So it was a path of awakening, one that led me to ask the hard questions. What do I truly want? What am I holding on to that no longer serves me? And those are questions you can ask yourself too. What pain from my past still needs healing? And slowly through that honest inner work that I show you in my book, I began to release, to heal, and to let go of everything that wasn't aligned with the life God had for me. That's when I found my purpose, not because I was searching for it, but because I was searching for the truth. And in that truth, I found God again. I found clarity. I found myself. Now, everything I do, whether it's my readings, my digital products, my coaching, or my writing, it all flows from that place. A place of healing, a place of purpose, a place of divine alignment. Because more than anything, what I wanted wasn't success or status. I just wanted to feel free, loved, and at peace. And I wanted to know that my life was pleasing to God, that I was doing what was my purpose on this earth, that if He would choose me today, I would die peacefully, knowing that I did what I needed to do until today. While I was writing my book and quietly doing the deep inner work behind the scenes, something shifted. That's when God truly began to channel through me. I found myself writing about things I hadn't even planned on, like cancer and Egypt. Those topics weren't part of my outline. I didn't set out to include them, but that's how I knew it wasn't just me writing anymore. It was God. I don't know if you heard about automatic writing. This is what started happening with me. I would just write, and I didn't have any control over my fingers anymore. So in that sacred stillness, He spoke to me clearly. Nancy, you're not just going to become a motivational speaker. I'm showing you your purpose. And from that moment, the rest was history. So was my book channeled through me by God? Yes. Do I believe it will be one day bestseller? Absolutely. But I've surrendered all of that to divine timing. It will happen when God decides the world is ready for it, not when my ego wants it. Because I remember, 13 years ago, I had all this money and I'm like, God, let's advertise. Let's go through a publisher. Let's go on bookstores and sign my book. And it's like, God was like, wait a second. It's not time. I'm like, what are you talking about? We wrote this book together. I was so excited because, to be channeled by God to write a book, this is big. I mean, now I talk about it like if it was normal because He's been talking to me for the last 13 years directly, like when you talk to yourself, you hear it clearly. So I was like, oh my God, this is something big. You chose me, you talked to me. Why don't you want that book to be bestseller all over the world? And He was like, people are not ready for it. And He said, you are not ready for it. And I don't know why I need to tell you that story because maybe it's for someone specific that is going to hear this podcast. And I'm being very emotional right now because sometimes you want something so badly and so fast. And when God stops you and says, Nancy, the world is not ready for it, and you're not ready for it, this is hard to swallow. So if you've been doing diligently what God is asking you to do, and God is stopping you from doing more, or from He's redirecting you in other ways, God has a bigger plan. Trust Him. It's 25. Trust Him that He knows what He's doing. And now when I go back and I think about it, I didn't know I was going to be a manifesting coach. I didn't know I'm going to be a healer. I thought I was just going to be an author and motivational speaker. But God molded me in those years of preparation to make me realize who I am truly, to make me realize that, yes, you can go through hardship, Nancy, but if you're aligned with me, with your God, I will get you out of this mud, and I will make you queen, because you're always a queen. But sometimes God would tell me, okay, Nancy, we're undercover now. You know the queen, you know the stories of queen, and then they go undercover in their village. That's what God would always tell me, Nancy, you're undercover. It's not time now to shine. It's not time now to be revealing everything to the world. But now it is time. Wow. I didn't expect there'll be more, because it's been so long. I've been waiting for so long to give all those messages. You know, it reminds me of Moses and Job and Joseph. Everyone went through, David, they all went through hardship before God puts them in the position that they were supposed to be. He molded them. And sometimes in the Bible we say, oh, they're stories. But they're example of our life. When you start being in alignment with God, of course, you might not have to wait that long, you know, to each, to their purpose and to what they need to become and for God. But when you are a leader and God chose you for something greater, it's been a hard road. And of course, I'm not editing this podcast, because even if I have everything written down, it's all from my heart, and I have it because I need structure. I'm not a very structured person. But I always promise myself to be raw with you guys. 28 now on the clock. And to show you that if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, let's continue. So I've surrendered all of that to divine timing. It will happen when God decides the world is ready for it, not when my ego wants it. Has it helped people reconnect with God, my book? Yes. Has it helped others align with their true purpose? Yes. Do I believe God wants this message to reach millions of people now? Yes. It's probably why I'm doing this podcast. But do I rely on it for financial success? Not at all. God continues to provide for me in miraculous, unexpected ways. I don't worry about the how or the when. I said yes to the calling. That was my only job. The rest is in God's hands. And I know with full faith that He will make a way for this book to land in the homes and hearts of those who need it the most. Now, by the grace of God, I have over 800,000 followers across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube combined. Not because I chase fame, but because I chose purpose. I chose obedience, I chose alignment, and God did the rest. That's what it means to be in divine alignment. Because it was never about me. It was always about God and the purpose He placed on my life. So here are 7 steps to align with love, money, and your dream life. Number 1, connect daily with God and Source. If you're not ready to say God, you can say Source, Universe, but we're gonna have to get to there. How can you believe in God again? So why? True manifestation begins with spiritual connection. What to do? Start your morning with prayer, journaling, or stillness. Say, God, guide me today. Show me what's meant for me. Help me let go of what's not. This anchors you in divine timing and protection, not fear or control. And I really suggest you guys to write it down in your journal. I hope you always have your journal when you start listening to me. Get clear on the feeling, not just the thing. So what is your why again? The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to energy. What to do? Instead of asking, when will I find love? Ask, what does it feel like to be loved? Then embody that energy. Walk through your day as someone who feels chosen, supported, and abundant. That's the key. If you're, instead of saying, when will I have the money, God, say, thank you, God, for this abundance. And behave like you already have that abundance. Heal the heart and the root chakra first. So why? Without safety, root and openness, the heart, we manifest from fear, lack, or unworthiness. These are foundational chakras for love, money, and purpose. What to do? Do grounding rituals, walk in nature. You could do EFT tapping, salt bath, or simply putting your bare feet on the earth. Practice heart-opening affirmations. I am safe to love and be loved. It's safe for me to receive abundance and love. And if you need help activating or realigning your chakras, I'm a healer and I would love to support you. You can book a session through the link below on my website. If you're not sure what you need, just email me your questions. I'm here for you. I also have a wonderful book. It's on Amazon, A Beginner's Guide to the 7th Chakra. So you can download it on my, below I'll put the link. Another reason, another way, right, to be aligned with, to manifest what is in true alignment with your life, right, is holding on to what's not aligned. So toxic exes, soul-draining jobs, scarcity beliefs clogs your field. So what do you need to do? Write a releasing list. I now let go of my ex. And delete them from your phone, guys. This is energy that take up space in your phone. Release any objects, any things that are no longer serving you in your house. Cleanse. It's springtime. Cleanse. So I teach, go to episode 3 and I tell you how to release, in episode 2 also. So burn that list, bury it, and bless it, right? This is a spiritual housekeeping. You're making space for miracles. Take spirit-led aligned action. So alignment isn't about being passive. It's about listening and moving when led. Follow your nudges. Apply for that job that excites you. Say yes to the invite. Launch the idea you keep dreaming of. And ask, God, what's the next right action today? Then trust it. Sometimes God is not, well, most of the time, God is not going to tell you everything. He will give you visions. Like, for example, He gives me visions of me being on stage. But I can never hear what I'm saying on stage. He gives me also vision of me being on stage with others. And not like just 100, like millions of people listening to me and to other artists. I'm getting artists. So I have those visions. But how this is going to happen, I don't know. What do I need to do today? My podcast. What do I need to do today? Keep healing one client after the other. So I know what I need to do today, but I don't know how I'm going to get to that vision of tomorrow. But I just ask God, what do you want from me today? So every single step, and most of you guys know what to do today. If you need more guidance, you can always reach out to me. Practice surrendering, not struggle. So wanting isn't wrong. Attachment is. So repeat this mantra. I release the how and trust the when. It's already mine in the spirit. Surrender isn't giving up. It's giving it back to God. And that's when doors open. Live as if it's already done. So this is the embodiment, right? Not pretending, but becoming. Dress like your higher self. Speak like her. Make decisions from her energy. Would she beg? Would she chase? No, she would trust, smile, and receive. Surround yourself with soul-aligned community and mentorship. Being witnessed in your growth accelerates everything. Whether it's a healing session, a spiritual group, or a coach who sees your light, don't do it all alone. And I do have that beautiful growing community. You can subscribe and we meet once a month. It's only a minimum fee. So remember this. You can manifest from ego and still get the house, the job, the person, but it won't bring you peace. Only when you're in alignment with God and your soul's true purpose and your soul's true purpose do you experience that deep, lasting fulfillment. I'm going to say it again. You can manifest from ego and still get the house, the job, the person, but it won't bring you peace. Only when you're in alignment with God and your soul's true purpose do you experience that deep, lasting fulfillment. And once you start co-creating with God, that's when you don't just get the things you want, you get the things your soul truly desires, and they bring you peace. I'm going to give you an example. Sometimes God would say, Nancy, you don't need the car. Okay. I don't need the car, guys. Like, God, I was like, God, it's taking me freaking 45 minutes, the bus, to get to my job. And I had 2 jobs. And he's like, trust me. So I knew that God wanted me to live the experience of someone who doesn't have a car, okay? Because how can I relate to my clients if they're telling me, Nancy, I'm doing an hour of transportation to go there. I've been there. Trust. Now, and then I purchased a car. When I surrender, I say, okay, God, I know whatever you're doing with me, let it be. Now I only take Uber. So not only I don't have a car, but I don't drive anymore, and I do Uber all the time. So calculate Uber every day. How much would that cost a month? And you guys say, Nancy, it doesn't make sense. Why don't you just buy a car? It's cheaper. But this is God's purpose for me. He has something for me, and I'll tell you today. I mentioned it last time, but I'm gonna tell you it's God's protection, so that no one jinx anything on me. I need to be overprotected, and some people don't want my happiness. They don't want me to do my purpose. By me not being behind the wheel, it's protecting me. So now I know why. So God will send me the money to have an Uber driver. There you go. You know now why. I didn't know for the longest time, but God revealed it to me this year. So you see, sometimes you don't know why, and the money is just a meaning, right? But the money also is there to protect you from evil spirit, and I do believe in all this. So if you're ready to align and manifest in this way, in divine flow with peace and purpose, I've got resources and tools to help you, including some new content for my subscribers. If you're part of my $9.99 community, don't forget, you now get the two new download for free every month, and my 2 books, you get it for free also. And you also get the chance to win $200 when you book a reading or purchase something and for the month of May. So let's see who's going to be the winner. I had put the winners for March and April. So I can't wait to see who's going to be winning. If you need more information, you can always email me how to enter a chance to win 200 or a free reading. So let's talk about something people rarely say out loud. Healing and alignment are hard. The spiritual path is not just about light and love. It's about loss, letting go, and learning to trust when nothing makes sense. I remember the night I felt completely broken. Nothing was working. I cried and said, God, if this is really the path, why does it hurt so much? And God whispered back, because you're shedding what's not yours. And that's the truth. On the path of awakening, there will be moments when you outgrow people you deeply love. You walk away from careers and lifestyles that once felt safe. You feel misunderstood, isolated, and even abandoned. You question if you're doing the right thing. But every tear is sacred. Every loss is a divine recalibration. And I remember when God spoke directly to me, I talked more about it in the first episode. He told me to give everything back. And I told you this before, guys, the car keys, the house, my wedding ring. And I remember asking him, why do you want me to give away everything I worked so hard for? Because I'm going to give you back 100-fold. But you have to trust me first. And at that time, I didn't understand. I felt like I was losing everything. But now I look back and I see the full picture. I've rebuilt my life with more peace, more money, more freedom, and a deep connection with God. I've traveled around the world. I help people heal. I live in alignment with my purpose. No, I don't have the wedding ring or the husband yet, but I know he's coming. And I know that when he does, it will be divine timing. Not my timeline, but God's. Just like the story of Job in the Bible, where everything was taken and yet everything was restored and multiplied. My story is a testimony of restoration. So if you're in a season of release, if it feels like your life is falling apart, don't fear it. You're not breaking down, you're being rebuilt. So when you live in alignment, peace becomes your new baseline. It's such an amazing feeling to feel like you're so detached from everything and you just know that you're doing the right thing for God, for yourself. Purpose isn't something you chase, it's something you remember. When I aligned with my divine calling as a healer and guide, everything changed. I wasn't working from hustle. I was working from my heart. I didn't need validation. I had peace. So ask yourself, what lights me up? Write it down in your journal right now. What do people come to me for naturally? What would I do even if I wasn't paid? That's the direction of your soul's assignment. And when you live in that purpose, you manifest faster. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're vibrating in truth. So many clients come to me feeling stuck. They want a more meaningful job, or they're dreaming of starting their own business, but don't even know where to begin. Others are heartbroken over an ex, not realizing that their healing is the key to calling in love again. But here's what I always say. When something feels off, whether it's a relationship that's not working, a job that drains you, or a business that just isn't taking off, it's often because there's something that needs to be released. A belief system you inherited, fear of insecurity rooted in childhood, energetic blocks from past relationships, or even people in your life who are holding you back without realizing it. And unless you let go of what no longer serves you, you can't make space for what's already yours. The aligned partner, the soul-led business, the purpose-filled career. And again, if you need help, I'm always there for you guys. Purpose unlocks blessings. And that alignment, it only comes when you go deeper with God. When you stop chasing and start connecting. When you surrender and say, God, show me what's mine. Show me what I need to release so I can walk fully in my purpose. That's when things fall into place. Not because you're forcing them, but because you're finally aligned. And I'll tell you a secret, guys. Not only God is going to give you all what you desire, all what you wish for, but He's going to give you things that you didn't even know you wished for, that you didn't even know that was deep into you, in your heart, a desire. This is how miraculous God is. If I remember an example, I'll let you know. But it's such an amazing, oh my God, God, I didn't know that I needed that. Or, oh my God, I didn't know. Like, I went for Peru and I went to my ayahuasca for a week. I didn't know that Peru will be such a beautiful place in my heart. I loved every single, and God was like, okay, we're going to Peru. And I think it was in my list of to-do list, or to-do list, but because I wanted to go see the Machu Picchu, right? But I didn't know it's gonna make me feel that happy. And God knew, and He knew at the right timing, the right place to send me. And He did. So just to let you know, guys, sometimes you write things, desire, but when God says, okay, it's time for that, oh my God, like this is what He meant 100 times unfold. Because you think sometimes you know what you want, but when you're in alignment with God, God is going to give you 10 times more of what you wish for and desire. Okay, so let's talk about surrendering. Okay, surrendering is such an important thing when you manifest your miracles. So you attract miracles when you release control. Let's talk about surrender, the scariest and most powerful part of manifestation. You can write the affirmations, do the rituals, say the prayers, but if you don't let go, you'll block the flow. I invite you to shift from I need this now to I trust God's timing. If I can do it in 13 freaking years, you can do it, okay? Light a candle. Let's do a technique here. You can do it with me here. Here is a technique I love. Love letter to your future partner. Light a candle. Open your heart and write a letter like, my love, I'm so grateful for your kindness. I love how we travel together, how we laugh every morning. Read it aloud with emotions. Fold it and place it under your pillow. Even if you don't have your person, pretend he's already with you. I love how compassionate you are. I love how you're hugging me. I love how you're always asking me how I'm doing. I love that you understand my silence, that you understand my pain. I love it that you bring me coffee every morning. I love it that we walk on the beach every day. Like anything you want to imagine your perfect husband, right? Write a letter to him as if it already happened. Put it under your pillow. It's a very powerful manifesting technique. This works not because of magic words, but because you're aligning your energy with love and trust. And then let go, surrender. Say, God, I give this desire to you. I trust you know what's best. That's when miracles happen. And I did have an example for money. I guess I did not put it here, but the same thing for money, right? Give me 1 second. Where is it? Okay, it's not there. So we're going to do... So what I teach my clients, okay, let's write it down. So I'm so happy and grateful that I have this abundance of money. I don't even look in my bank account. And anytime I want to shop, I buy things for myself. I buy things for my best friend, my besties. I give away money to my subscribers, to my community. I help the needy. I help people that are struggling because I know how it feels like. I feel amazing having all this abundance and not having to work a day in my life anymore. Thank you, God, for this abundance. Thank you for this prosperity. Thank you for feeling like a millionaire. Thank you for my beautiful home, for my private chauffeur. Anything you desire, just write it this way. And do the same thing. Fold it and put it under your pillow. Thank you for my successful business. If you don't know what you want to do, thank you, God, for showing me the way to my purpose. Thank you for helping me understand me more. Thank you for guiding me and helping me through my fears. Because fear, and I write it in my first chapter, fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is the biggest blockage for people to attain their purpose. It's probably why I wrote it on my first chapter, because I myself feared, what if I discover something that I don't want to discover? What if I discover ugliness in me? What if I discover that what I've been doing is the wrong thing? But I was ready to tackle the truth. I was like, God, talk to me, tell me the truth, because I want to be happy. I want to be sure that what I'm doing is the right thing for you, for me, for humanity. Okay, final message, conclusion. So I want you to remember this, dear souls. You're not behind. You haven't missed it. You are exactly where God needs you. The things you desire, love, purpose, joy, they're not just dreams. They are divine whispers. You wouldn't want them if they weren't already yours in another realm. So I'm going to say that one again. You wouldn't want them if they weren't already yours in another realm. So trust the path, even when it's dark, even when nothing is showing. If you need help manifesting love, money, stepping into your purpose, I would love to support you. I offer one-on-one sessions where we go deep together. Two aligned hearts are more powerful than one, and you'll feel the results not just in your love life or career, but in how safe, confident, and connected you feel every day. DM me or visit my website or email me if you have questions. Let's manifest with God, not just for things, but for alignment, truth, peace, and divine joy. I also want to invite you into something special. I've created a growing, supportive community you can subscribe to for a small monthly fee. Each month you'll receive exclusive content. We meet through Zoom, private meeting, and you enter a giveaway to win 20 minutes free reading or $200 cash prize. And if you're feeling called to go deeper, I'm a healer. I offer powerful energy healing sessions to help you align with Source, release old blocks, and restore your connection with God. I do also have a master's degree in educational psychology, so probably this can motivate you too. Healing with divine energy changes everything. And hey, if my story has inspired you, I didn't mean to cry, but I guess you just need to get to know me, right? Like if I'm talking to my best friend. If my story has inspired you and you feel like your story could inspire others too, I'd love to hear it. You can even be a guest on this podcast. Let's collaborate and help more souls awaken, heal, and take that first brave step toward their best life. Don't forget to hit that follow button so you're notified for next Tuesday's episode. I was trying to make 9 a.m., but I start feeling stressed about it. So I was like, God, I need to be in alignment. It shouldn't be stressful. So he's like, let's leave it for Tuesday and we're not going to put the time frame. I'm like, okay. Now I felt less stressed. And maybe it's a lesson for someone. Maybe it's a reminder that not everything has to be really on time, and it's better to do it than not to do it at all, right? If you pass that time frame. So that's what I said to myself. I'm still gonna do it. It's not 9 a.m. It's not stressing me out, and the message will be delivered anyway. So sometimes we put ourselves those restrictions and we stress ourselves for nothing. So in order for me to continue doing it, I need to be flexible. So we'll make it every Tuesday, but surprise, whenever. So just click the follow button. So when I post it, you're notified. Don't forget. So are you starting to let me see here, and let me know in the comments or below, or any messages like below if I post this on social platform. Are you starting to manifest money and love, or are you feeling a little lost, like something's off, out of alignment? I'd love to hear what you're experiencing on your journey right now. You're not alone, and your story matters. Until next time, may you walk boldly in your purpose. May God light your path. May your heart stay open to the miracles already on the way. I love you, I see you, and I'm so proud of you for choosing this path. I love you guys. Namaste.